Hi, this is Robert Hill, and this is my video number 2 response. Okay, for number 1, discuss your family makeup. Who is in your family? What was life like growing up? And how have things changed as you have gotten older? My immediate family consists of my parents, my brother, and I. Both my parents are still together, luckily. And I also have 2 sets of living grandparents. My grandpa actually passed away, but my grandma has remarried since then, and he's essentially my grandfather. Life growing up was really good. I spent almost all my time outside fishing and helping my parents in their yard. We have a huge yard that they have decorated with tons of different plants and everything. And when I was a kid, I actually planted like a couple oak trees and bromeliads, and I dug 2 huge ponds that we have koi in and cichlids in the other one. And as I've gotten older, things have pretty much stayed the same. I haven't been able to fish as much as I used to be able to because of moving to Orlando. Actually, there's just not the same opportunities, and I'm not on the water. And then as far as like my parents' yard goes, it's grown a ton, and the oak trees are gigantic now, and they provide like a lot of shade, and the ponds are thriving. And now my brother is married, and he just bought a 6-acre farm, and I'm out there helping him all the time. He has goats, chickens, and 3 dogs, and I've helped him build fences and farmhouses and everything to just kind of keep the goats enclosed in the chickens, sorry, and everything. Okay, for number 2, it's explain what primary socialization is and then apply it in your own development. Primary socialization is the learning process you go through as a child growing up around your particular culture. You learn what is acceptable and unacceptable and what is appropriate in your culture. In my development, I learned that living off the land is never something that grows old. I learned that buying things that can be grown is frowned upon, and that you should have a certain amount of respect for the land. For number 3, it is the text talks about the myths of the traditional family, what family life was like 50 years ago. How is the family life different from you than it was for your parents and or grandparents? My family was not very different 50 years ago from the way that my family lives today. We actually grow a lot of our own food, like all of our lettuce, tomatoes, peppers, all grown. We actually have grown carrots this past year for the first time. My grandparents farmed and taught my dad, and my dad farmed. He owned a citrus grove growing up, spent a ton of time there, and he's taught my brother, who has his farm, and he's actually beginning to start a family, and he's going to teach them how to farm. So in a way, it's actually kind of all stayed the same, but just different technology and how we go about doing it has changed. For number 4, it is how does popular culture present the family? Talk about shows you watch, music you listen to, and movies you have seen, etc., which demonstrates the family. Popular culture presents a family as a whole unit that demonstrates a sense of togetherness and working together as a unit. They demonstrate it traditionally as a father who works, a mother who keeps the house together and cooks dinner and breakfast and lunch, and children who go to school and later become the same as their parents and raise their children in a like manner. Things I watch that represent this traditional families go from cartoon shows such as like American Dad and South Park, where they are a family where the mom stays home and the dad goes out and work, and then also like to films like Cheaper by the Dozen, where it's just a traditional family where the dad works and then the mom stays home and takes care of the kids. Thank you very much. This was my video number 2. Thanks for watching.